Hi everyone, this video is going to be about sleeping, particularly how to fall asleep quicker and get a better night's sleep. I'm sure we've all experienced sleep problems at one point or another. We may lie down to go to bed and our mind is too active. We can be fidgety and uncomfortable, or perhaps not even tired. Then the next day we are exhausted from our sleepless night. There are even disorders and conditions such as insomnia, sleep deprivation, sleep apnea, and restless leg syndrome, just to name a few, that can interfere with our quality of sleep. Sleep is vital to overall good health. It gives the mind and body time to relax, recharge, and heal itself. Without adequate sleep, one may experience physical issues such as headaches, increased blood pressure, muscle aches, tremors, or even seizures. Psychological issues can include confusion, depression, mania, hallucinations, and even psychosis. This is also why those that have a mood or psychotic disorder such as bipolar or schizophrenia, for example, should get adequate sleep, as failure to do so can greatly intensify symptoms. On the spiritual side of things, out-of-body experiences or astral projection occurs with sleep. Sleep paralysis is generally the first step to being able to astral project. Sleep paralysis is the sort of in-between phase of awake and asleep. The individual may be consciously aware of what is going on, but unable to move their body, but will have some of the dreamlike characteristics and will hallucinate. And this can be a very scary experience for an individual since they are unable to move during this moment that they hear and see things that are not usually there when they are fully conscious and able to move. The dreams we have when we are asleep come from our subconscious. It's a message we can decipher to learn more about what is going on in our lives and to improve it. One may even become aware they are dreaming and enter into a lucid state where they have a degree of control over their dream. I will have a video on both the significance and meaning of dreams as well as lucid dreaming. When we sleep, a psychoactive chemical, dimethyltryptamine, DMT, is produced in the brain and is responsible for our dreams. This psychedelic compound is a major component of dreaming as well as spiritual practices. In addition, a large amount of DMT is released during near-death experiences, which could explain the phenomenon. Additionally, the pineal gland in our brain produces melatonin, which regulates the sleep-wake cycle and promotes a good night's sleep. However, what many are not aware of is the fact that many people's pineal gland becomes calcified over time, primarily due to heavy metals in our bodies, such as mercury, but the most common cause is fluoride. Fluoride is in our drinking water, toothpaste, and many other things. It is extremely difficult to avoid, but it is also proven to calcify the pineal gland, especially at the quantity we can consume from various sources. So detoxification can help tremendously not only promote better sleep, but also overall better health due to eliminating those toxic chemicals from the system. But there are also many other ways to get a better night's sleep that I will discuss now. One of the most important factors in getting a good night's sleep is to not try too hard and just allow it to happen. If you practice meditation, this should come as no surprise. Many times when we are trying to sleep, our mind is thinking and thinking endlessly. We may think about our day, worries about the following day, whatever else. By practicing meditation during this time and allowing thoughts and images to flow and not hold on to them, you will quite easily find yourself drifting off into sleep. The moment you try to fall asleep, forcing yourself, is when it will become much harder for you to do so. The key is to allow. As an example with me, As I lay there, I will allow whatever thoughts to come to mind, but not attach myself to them. Just allow them to flow through my mind. After a short while, images and sounds begin to play out in my mind, and I just go with it. So, for example, I may see the color green, which then manifests into an animal, which then turns into something else. I keep going with the flow of this, and before long, I am in a dream and have probably fallen asleep. So when asleep, allow random thoughts and images to come to you and play out in your mind, but do not attach yourself to them or try to change it. Rather, go with whatever comes naturally to you, which is allowing. Another technique you can utilize in conjunction with the previous one is to perform a progressive relaxation of your body. You can listen to calming or relaxing music to aid with this as well. What I personally do is lie on my back, take a few deep breaths to relax and clear my mind. Then, starting with my feet, I imagine my feet becoming very heavy, like they are encased in concrete. I then test them to verify to myself that they cannot move and are stuck in place. I slowly move up my body, relaxing each part, then testing to make sure I cannot move it. And many times, by the time I reach my head, I am asleep or in such a deep, relaxed state that I could fall asleep. It's very handy as a stress reliever as well. Another important factor is your diet. When you eat an unhealthy diet, and especially caffeine or alcohol before bed, this will significantly impair your ability to sleep or stay asleep. Even eating right before bed can impact your sleep, so you shouldn't eat anything several hours before bed. I personally have seen how diet can hinder one from falling asleep. I used to have insomnia and would lie in bed for hours, my mind on hyperdrive, and the next thing I knew, it was 4 a.m. in what felt like only an hour. Now, however, my diet is much better, and I don't have much of any trouble falling asleep or staying asleep and feel rested in the morning. Relatedly, medications can impact your sleep as well. Some prescription drugs such as antidepressants, antipsychotics, anti-anxiety can have a direct impact on your sleep schedule and ability to fall asleep and get good rest. I mentioned earlier that the pineal gland in the brain produces melatonin to help with sleep, and that detoxifying it can help promote a regular sleep cycle. However, another thing many may not know is that it is inhibited by light. So it will produce the most melatonin when in total darkness, which means that in order to get a better sleep, the environment needs to be completely dark. This is why sleep masks exist. So think about investing in one that will make it completely dark and is comfortable and allow your eyes to move during REM sleep. On a related note, using electronic devices before bed, such as computers, televisions, tablets, phones, whatever else, can severely hinder your sleep schedule as well because, again, it inhibits the production of melatonin. Anything that gives off a blue light is counterproductive for sleep. So avoid the computer and electronic devices before bed, preferably for several hours. And even better, think of investing in a pair of blue light filter glasses. These will help with the harmful effects of blue light and promote better sleep. Furthermore, there is a free piece of software you can install on your computer called Flux that will allow you to turn that harmful blue light into warm orange light on your screen that is much easier on the eyes. Binaural beats are another way to slow down the mind from active thoughts. Essentially, what this does is one frequency is played in one ear and another is played in the other. And the difference between the two is the frequency your brain will adapt to. So lower frequencies will result in deeper relaxation. You must wear headphones for this to work. You can find plenty of recordings on YouTube. There are even apps you can get on your mobile device that can generate these tones for you. Some free, others a few dollars. Some even have the ability to play your own music or have ambient sounds that play in the background. I have had mixed success with this. When I can focus on the audio, it seems to have more of an effect on me. Usually these will gradually lower in frequency, and when it gets down to the near sleep state, I usually do find myself starting to go into that in and out of sleep feeling, which, because it happens gradually, I can almost be lucid in a way and have improved ability to imagine. Other times I have used it, sometimes nothing would happen. But I would say more times than not, it helps, especially if you can physically stay still. However, as a word of caution, you do not want to become addicted to it and depend on it to get you to sleep or aid in relaxation. It should be something that is used to assist in this area, but not something you entirely depend on. So, in the end, sleep is vital to our overall health. When we do not get the sleep our body needs, it can lead to many physical and psychological problems. By getting a good night's sleep, however, we can be more productive and enjoy life the way it was meant to be enjoyed. And this can be accomplished by things like changing our diet, allowing sleep to happen, as well as sleeping in a dark room and avoiding blue light. So, I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.